our left. Shift your weight to the right foot. And inhale up, then exhale down and back over to your left. Sorry, back over to your right. Weight on the left foot. I'll get it right eventually, or not. And up and over the other side. Whichever side is the other side, that's the side we're on right now with the foot going the other, with the weight on the opposite foot. And inhale up to the top and drop your hands and do some trunk rotations. Keep your eyes focused straight ahead and use your shoulder muscles to pull yourself back into these trunk rotations. So you're pulling back, you're keeping the eyes straight ahead, so you're working on that disassociation between body movement and head stability. This is opening up your neck muscles, your neck vertebrae, as well as most of your spine, really. And next up, right into marching in place. So picking the foot straight up, arms move opposite the legs. You guys keep marching. I'm going to clear the this meeting is being recorded note. So as we're marching in place, we're picking the foot straight up, putting it right back down in the same place it was in. Push that floor away. Keep the glutes active. Keep the back body nice and active. And remember the movements in the shoulder. We're moving those shoulders. We're not swinging the arms at the elbow. We're swinging the arms at the shoulder. And come on down from there. Let's go to our wall stretch. So arms up overhead, palms facing forward. Big Y shape here. Palms about shoulder width apart. Now we're going to pull the hands down and back as we bring the elbows out and around into a W shape. And pressing up to our Y and then pulling back down to our W. You want to be pulling the hands back like you're dragging them on a wall behind your head. Even if they don't get that far back, that's the idea. That's why this is actually called a wall stretch. Because there are people that have mobile enough shoulders that they can actually do this. And we're going to come down to our W one last time, and we're going to turn our W into an M and back to a W. When you go to your M, understand that you're just letting the shoulder, that upper arm bone, rotate in the shoulder socket. You don't have to shrug your shoulders to do this. So keep the shoulders themselves pulled down. No shrugging needed. And shake the arms out. Let's go ahead and grab our extra light mini band. And hands are going to go inside the mini band, palms up. Elbows tucked in tight to the sides and bent 90 degrees. And you want to pull your hands far enough apart to start so that your forearms are parallel. With parallel forearms, that's as close as our arms are going to be. And then we're going to pull apart. Now, if you've got a band that's already loose, try and shorten that band up. Grab it in the middle so you've got tension on it with your arms parallel. And now we're just going to pull our hands apart. Keep the elbows tucked in. So we're rotating the upper arm again in that shoulder socket. So the arms are tight to our sides as we pull the hands apart. 8, 9, and on 10 here, we're going to hold the hands out as wide as we can and do little pulses out here. Pull those shoulders together in the back. That's what we're working here, is those shoulder muscles in the back. And come on out and shake it off and set that band aside. Let's go ahead and grab our heavier band. You can go with, most of us are going to want to be on a heavy band. You might also want to go with a medium band if your legs are feeling weary. Band is going to go right over your ankles, right as low as you can get them above your shoe tops, right at the ankle height. And you're going to step out with your feet hip distance apart and parallel. So there is tension on the band. We're going to stand tall, but we're going to have soft knees and soft hips. And we're just going to do little tiny side steps. 3-inch side steps. I'm stepping about the width of my foot. And these are actual steps. I'm not just waddling myself side to side. I'm pausing and I'm taking the step. So I'm pushing one foot out and then I'm resisting the band to bring the other foot back with it. You're just teetering side to side. You're kind of cheating. You're going to have your legs locked out. And you're not going to get the workout out of the glutes and out of the abduction muscles here on the sides of our hips, sides of our thighs. And walk yourself back to the middle. And now for the fun part. We're going to walk forward. We're going to do these little zigzag 45-degree strides forward. So you're going to step forward 45 degrees and come to tall standing body, and then 45 the other way. And then you're going to step and walk backwards, making the same pattern, only backwards. You want to really focus on pushing out. This is the place where those big strides can be done. Usually when we're doing the strides, we're doing small strides, but here we can do big strides. One more set forward, and we'll do one more set backward. Make sure you're stopping. When you stop, there's still tension on the band. So you're never going to no tension on the band. All right, go ahead and take the band off. Set it aside, don't lose it. We'll be using it later. All right, last of all, let's go ahead and we'll do two things. Next, we're going to do step forward lunges with YTA. So the YTA portion, palms together, press the hands together, extend the arms out of the shoulder sockets. This rolls that shoulder blade around in something called protraction. We want to retract the shoulder blades. We do that by going to our Y, our T, and our A. We're going to add to that a step forward lunge on one side. We'll do a set of 5 on one side, 5 on the other side. Ready? And here we go. Y, T, and A. Talking about lunge mechanics. Your feet are on railroad tracks. They are hip width apart and parallel, and they stay there all throughout your lunge. Your front knee tracks over your shoelaces, and your back knee comes behind your hip. So you get to open up the hip flexor a little bit here. You don't have to come all the way down to the floor, but if you can, that's great. But whatever depth you are comfortable with is fine. Last set on this side. Ready? Y, T, and A. And we're going to switch to the other side. Y. Make sure with your hands, T, that you are pulling the shoulders together in the back to bring your hands up. So you're really using those shoulder blades. Working, getting a stretch in the chest. And if this doesn't get your heart rate up, I don't know what will. Last one. And last of all, just real simple. We're just going to bounce up and down on our toes. Little hops. Yeah. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take a water break.
Quick question, Tom.
Yes.
I've got a pretty scuffed up elbow from last weekend. I took a fall. What should I do instead of the side planks? Because I don't think I can really put weight on it right now. The scap.
Let's see. We're going to be doing rotating side planks in a push-up position. So you could do them with your arms fully extended rather than crossing your arms and being on your elbow. Alternatively, if that's still too much, elevate your upper body. So you could do the plank. I'll take a chair here and show you. So if I take the chair, if I do a plank elevated, I'm still getting full body plank, but this is easier.
Right. Perfect.
and that'll be a little bit easier if it's just too hard on one side, just skip that side.
Yeah, well, it's not a matter of like it doesn't hurt to flex it or anything.
Yep.
I just still got a
You
on
just
there
don't
that
want
I
to.
don't really.
Yeah, you don't want to bang on it. So yeah, so do them in push-up position. All right, let's come on down because next up is bear crawls. We're going to do our bear crawl plank, and we're going to add into that our shoulder taps and leg extensions or mule kicks, whichever you are comfortable with. 45 seconds. Let me see everybody up in a bear crawl position. So it starts out as a quadruped position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, toes get turned under, and you push those knees about 3-4 inches off the floor. Are we ready? And here we go. 45 seconds, nice and slow. Shoulder tap, mule kick, shoulder tap, leg extension. You do whatever you want with the legs, whichever works. Just make sure that you're holding your body position nice and solid. So this is core, this is upper body, this is lower body. If you're doing mule kicks, it's really heavy in the glutes and hamstrings. If you're doing leg extensions, that gets a little bit of quads as well. We have about 8 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Short break, because next up is our rotating side planks. So the easy version of this is with the forearms crossed, feet are hip distance apart and parallel, and you just rotate side to side. Otherwise, the full version of this is a push-up and a rotation, and a push-up and a rotation. As many as you can do for 45 seconds. Everybody up? And here we go, 45 seconds. Ten seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Grab your heavy band. We're going to be doing seated rows next. So for seated rows, we're sitting nice and tall. The band is going to go over both feet. We're going to do single arm rows. So we'll start with the right hand. And I will turn and face you here. So feet hip distance apart and parallel, toes pointed straight up to the sky, sitting nice and tall. Shoulder is protracted. We retract the shoulder, and then we're going to row, bringing our fist into the bottom of our rib cage. Top hand up in the air, palm facing forward. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to do 15 today. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Switching hands. Right hand up in the air, left hand palms down, grip. And 1, 2, 3. Remember, pull shoulder first. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And come on up to standing. And let's go ahead and we're going to do these unbanded. We're going to do sumo hops. So a sumo hop. You guys remember sumos, right? Usually we're banded here. We come down into our little squat and we come up and we balance on one leg. Well, today we're going to balance on one leg and then we're going to hop over to the other leg. And we're just going to do these in control for 45 seconds starting now. Whoa. Take your time. Make sure that you stop and pause on one foot before you hop to the other one. Five, four, three, two, one, and done. Next, let's grab our band, bring it back up above the knees, and we're doing glute bridges. What we're going to do is single leg holds in a glute bridge. So bring that band up above the knees. Remember, when you bring it up above the knees, glue your whole leg together from ankles all the way up to the top. Bring the band up, then move your feet apart and your knees apart at the same time to hip width. Bring your heels in nice and close to your glutes. You should be able to touch the heels with at least your fingertips. The closer you can get those heels to the glutes, the more glute activation you're going to get. Knees are pressing out in the band. They're hip width apart. Feet are hip width apart and parallel. From here, we're going to bridge up to the top of our bridge. Actually, pause that for a moment. First, pressurize your belly. Push all of your spine from your shoulders to your tailbone into the floor and tuck your chin in. Put your palms on the floor. Now, let's come up to the top of our glute bridge. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 30-second holds. Actually, we're going to do 30-second holds of, we're going to do 20-second holds. I don't know what I'm talking about here. 20-second holds. So you're going to extend the left knee, and you're just going to hold, so right foot on single leg for 20 seconds. I want to keep the waistline parallel to the floor. I prefer pulling my toes to my nose and pushing my heel away so I'm sure my knee is absolutely straight. And bring the left foot back in and extend the right leg out. 20 seconds. Can't really see the darn clock today. Keep your waistline again parallel to the floor. Squeeze the glutes. Think about pulling your left heel to your left glute. Bring your right foot in, and let's extend out the left foot again. We're doing 3 on each side. Three, two, one. Left foot in, right foot out. Drive that left heel into the floor and try pulling it towards your glute. Keep both glutes squeezed. Keep your waistline parallel to the floor. Extend your right leg out. Pull the toes to the nose. Last time with the left leg out. So we're switching over. Left leg extended. We're on our right foot. And left foot in, right foot out. I didn't mention this, but you have to keep pushing your knees or pulling your knees out into the band while you're doing this. And bring your feet in and lower yourself down. Now let's rock ourselves up to a seated position. Take the band off. Next is reverse crunches. So for the reverse crunch, we're sitting tall on our bodies. Here, feet are flat on the floor. Knees are about 90 degrees here. Hands to the knees. Press in on your knees. Press out with your knees into your hands. And we're going to slide down, roll down. Shoulders touch the floor. We come right back up again. You ready? And we'll do 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure those shoulders come all the way down. 7. And right back up again. 8, 9. Really draw that belly button in. 10, 11, 12. And last of all, squat jumps. 45 seconds of squat jumps. So we're going to start, feet are going to be a little bit wider than our hips and parallel, and we're going to sink down into our squat. We're going to jump up off the ground. When we land, we're going to come right back down into our squat. All right? We're just going to keep jumping up and down for 45 seconds. Everybody ready? And here we go. Let your momentum carry you back down into your squat. Make sure you're getting some air underneath those feet. Land softly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Water break. Got about 15 more seconds rest here, and then we're up in bear crawl position for bear crawl planks with shoulder taps and something with your legs. So hands under shoulders, tuck the toes underneath, and up in bear crawl position. 45 seconds starts now. Shoulder tap, mule kick, shoulder tap. 15 seconds. Actually, take it back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Get yourself short rest. All right, rotating side planks with a push-up in between if you can handle it. So everybody up, and here we go, 45 seconds. Ten seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Grab your band. Seated rows. So single arm seated rows. Everybody set up. Right hand on the band, left hand up in the air, and here we go. Set of 12, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Fully extend that arm up. 15. Extend that arm all the way up to the top. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reach for the sky. 6, 7, 8. All the way up. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Sumo hops. So we start My feet slightly wider, hip distance apart. We sink down into our mini squat. And here we go, starting now, 45 seconds. One and the other. Take your time. Stay as deep in your squat the whole time as you can. Five, four, three, two, one. Back down on the mat. Glute bridges. Single leg holds. I'll bring my phone over to where I might actually see it this time. 20 seconds. Each leg 3 times. So band up above the knees. Feet and knees hip distance apart. Heels right up where you can touch them, right close to your glutes. Hip distance with the knees. Band is just above the knees. Feet are parallel. And hip width apart. Pressurize your belly. Push all of your spine into the floor. Put your hands on the floor and bridge up to the top. And now extend your left leg for 20 seconds. Make sure that you're still keeping tension in that knee band. 3, 2, 1. Switching legs. 20 seconds. You want to pull that left heel towards your glute. That's going to help bring you up as you squeeze the left glute. I also like pulling my toes towards my nose on the extended leg. And switching legs. And remember, we want to keep tension in the band, so don't let the band pull your leg in as you're extending it out. 3, 2, 1, and switching. One more on each side coming up. Here we go. Extend that left leg. Last time extending the left leg. Last change. Extend that right leg out. Press that left foot into the floor. Pull the left heel towards your left glute. Keep that glute firing. Keep the hamstring firing. Keep your waistline parallel to the floor. 3, 2, 1, and come on down. You can leave the band on. We're going to do reverse crunches. So press your knees out into the band. Keep them hip width apart and parallel. Feet hip width apart and parallel. Place your hands on your knees. Draw your belly button in and curl yourself down and back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Boom. And come on up to the top. We'll leave the band on this time, and we'll do our jump squats banded. So sink down into your squat. You know what? I take it back. Let's not do these banded. That's going to be too much. Take the band off. Sink down in your squat and jump squats. 45 seconds. Remember, we're landing soft. We don't want to Shake the whole house down. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Water break. We are 2/3 of the way through our workout. Okay, about 15 seconds more rest. Bring that heart rate down. Get ready. Okay, bear crawl, shoulder taps, leg extensions, or mule kicks. Tuck those toes under. Press the knees up. And here we go, 45 seconds. Shoulder tap, mule kick, mule kick. Taking your time, doing these slow, making sure that you're staying in control, staying in your bear crawl, so you're not hinging your hips up, trying to keep that back more or less parallel to the floor. Keeping those shins parallel to the floor, trying to not sway side to side or front and back too much as you're making your maneuvers, making your moves. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Next up will be our rotating side plank with a push-up in the middle. And I have to tell you, I'm about push-upped out. All right, up in that front plank position, arms extended, and here we go, 45 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Seated rows. We're going to do these a little differently. We're going to do them with our legs spread wide. Still single arm rows, but we're going to throw trunk rotation in. So spread your legs out nice and wide, big V shape. Put the band over your left foot. Reach across your body with your right hand. So right hand, left foot. Turn your body to face your left foot. Left hand goes up in the air. Reach that up nice and high. We're going to do a row, and we're going to throw a trunk rotation, so we're facing our right foot at the end. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Switch feet. Band over the right foot. Left hand reaches across the body, palms down, grip. Left hand fully extended, face your right foot, finish facing your left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Really extend that right hand. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Sumo hops. So come on down into our half squat here. And 45 seconds starts now. Now, if you want to get cute, you can throw a 90-degree hop in. I don't know how that's going to work. There we go. Three, two, one. Come on up. Whee! Get the band back out. Band over the knees, up above the knees. We're going to do glute bridges. This time we're going to come up to the top and do a clamshell. We're going to go all the way up, clamshell, all the way down, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So, glute bridge position. On my back, pressurizing my belly, so I've got all my spine from my shoulders to my tailbone on the floor. Knees are pressed out into the band and they're hip width apart. Feet are hip width apart and parallel, and I can reach down and touch my heels. I can actually touch my heels with my thumbs, not just my fingers. From here, we bridge up to the top. We're going to open those legs out wide into a clamshell. Let your feet roll out to the outside edges of your shoes. Back to this position here. Resist the band on the way back in. So you can go out fast, but take your time coming back in and resist the band. Tuck your chin in, palms on the floor, and here we go. Up and clamshell and down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure 5, you're getting your entire spine on the floor. 6, in between each rep. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And roll yourself up to a seated position. We'll take, oh no, we'll leave the band on for this. Reverse crunches. I was losing track of things here. So, feet hip width apart and parallel. You're pressing the knees out into the band, keeping them hip width apart. Bring your hands to your knees, tuck your belly button in, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we get to 12, we're going to start throwing in rotations. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Leave your right hand on your knee. Rotate down, tap your left elbow on the floor. Left hand on the knee, right elbow on the floor. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and keep those knees active in the band. 8, so you're still hip width apart. And 9, and 10, and 11, and 12. And take your band off and grab your water bottle and take a drink. All right. Okay. Next up is going to be boat pose and Russian twist. These are very similar exercises. So for boat pose, I'm going to bring this over here where I can keep an eye on time. We're going to have our feet hip width apart and parallel. Knees are about 90 degrees, maybe a little bit less. We're going to put our hands on our knees again, pressing in on the knees, pressing the knees out into the hand. We're going to draw the belly button in. This time as we roll down, the arms go straight, but they stay attached to our knees. and we rock back until we can get those shins parallel to the floor. This is our boat pose. Now, if you want to make boat pose, by the way, we're going to hold this for 45 seconds. So if you want to make this harder, you can extend one leg. You can extend two legs. You can extend your arms. And you can add in rocking horse. And 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you have a weight, you can use a weight for this next exercise. But you don't need one. It's called the Russian twist. We don't want a super heavy weight. I'm going to go with 5 pounds. Normally when I do these, I don't do it with more than about 15. So you're going to take the weight and you're going to hug that weight to your chest. You want to keep the weight on your chest. If you don't have a weight, you're going to make a fist out of your hands. You're going to keep that on your chest. Same starting position as boat pose, except that our knees and our feet are going to be together all as one unit. Same idea here. We're going to roll ourselves back. This time we're only going to come just so far as we can just barely keep those heels on the floor. And now we're doing trunk rotations. The weight is staying on your chest as you do these trunk rotations. Turn your head and look the way you're rotating. Now, if you think this is easy, and we've got about 30 seconds left, you can lift your feet up. As long as those feet don't wag, you can do them up here. Ten seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whee! All right. Let's go ahead and come into sideline pose. If you wish, you can put a band on. We're going to do clamshells next. And if you want to do clamshells banded, then you're going to put that band on just above your knees. So, come into a sideline position. So that's on your side. Top arm extended up above your body, or bottom arm, I'm sorry, extended up above your body. Line your head, hips, and heels up on the back edge of your mat. Knees at 90 degrees, feet together, toes are pulled up towards your nose. You want to find your pelvic bone here with your 2 forefingers of your top hand and bring it forward. Lock that in place. Don't let it roll back. From here, feet together and the knees come apart, and we'll do 12 clamshells. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You should feel this in the glutes. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now the knees together and the foot comes up. 1, 2, 3. This you should feel in the front of the hip. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And maybe really deep. 9, 10 by your sit bones. 11, and 12. Now the whole leg in fire hydrants. 1, 2. You want to keep that shin parallel to the floor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the side of the leg. 10, the abductor muscles. 11, and 12. On 12, the leg stays high. Knees kiss together, and then toes kiss together. Working ourselves back and forth. 2, 3, 4, 5. This you will feel everywhere. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now extend the leg all the way out. Push the heel away. Draw little circles with your heel. Have your leg absolutely straight. Pull your toes to your nose. Pull the leg back into the band so that it's hovering over the back of your mat. And let's do those little circles now the other direction. And come on down. We'll flip it over to the other side. So, inside lying position. Bottom arm extended out above your body, or you can tuck it back in, use it to cradle your head if you want. Line your head, hips, and heels up on the back edge of your mat. Knees at 90 degrees, feet together, toes pulled up towards your nose. Find the pelvic crest with the fingers of your top hand and roll that pelvic crest forward. Keep that sucker forward the whole time. Keep that thing in place right there, okay? Now, feet together, knees come apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Knees together, foot comes up. 1, 2, keep pulling the toes to the nose. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We want to raise the whole leg now in fire hydrants. 1, 2, keep that shin parallel to the floor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And now the leg stays high as we rotate down and kiss the knees. Come back high and kiss the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pelvis stays in place. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, wait, not just 12. Never mind. Extend the leg all the way out. Bonus rep. Let's do our little circles, pulling the leg back into the band, hovering over the back edge of your mat. Pull the toes towards the nose, push the heel away. Little teeny tiny circles with the heel. Don't worry that the circles don't look like circles. They really never do. Now let's go the other direction with our little circles, our little amorphous blobs. And come on down. And let's take the band off. And let's get into some stretching. So on our backsides, like we're doing a glute bridge. So on our backs, feet hip distance apart and parallel. You want to be able to reach down and touch your heels. We're then going to cross our right ankle over the left thigh just above the left knee. We're then going to press our hands on the inside of the right knee and press that out and away for just a moment. And now lace your right hand through the hole. Left hand wraps around the back of the left thigh. Both hands pull the left thigh towards your nose. Also use your leg muscles to pull your left thigh towards your nose. Pull your left toes towards your nose and the right toes towards the right knee. And let's come down to the floor, unpretzeling the leg, finding our starting position again. Let's cross the left leg over with the ankle just above the right knee. Press your hands into the inside of your left knee, just gently here. Not trying to break any power records here. You're just trying to get a little bit of a stretch in rotation of that left hip. All right, left hand goes through the hole, right hand wraps around the outside, both hands grab the right thigh. Pull that right thigh using both your leg muscles and your hands and your arms and your shoulders towards your nose, toes to the nose, toes to the knees. And come on out of that. And let's rock ourselves up to a seated position. and then swing it around into our kneeling tall body. So kneeling tall body, knees are hip width apart, glutes are active, tailbone's tucked under just a little bit, and we're going to bring the right foot straight forward into a lunge. We're going to lean in. We want that front knee, that right kneecap over the toes, back knee, left knee, underneath the hip and behind it, activating the right glute or right hamstring, both glutes, and then pressing our hands down on the thigh. And if it got loud, I don't know what happened, but suddenly my music got really, really loud there. Apologize for that. So let's lean in. Okay, leave your left hand on the thigh, right hand extended out, palm down, and we're going to just do some big windmills here, trunk rotation. Stay as deep into your lunge as you can. And come on back to center. Find a neutral position. Bring that right leg straight back, left leg straight forward. Left knee tracks over the shoelaces. Right knee is behind the hip. Tailbone's extended towards the floor. Left hamstring is active, hands on the thighs. Pressing hands down in the thigh. Pull the shoulders down the back. Let's lean in. And windmills. As you do the windmills, go ahead and look back. Don't look at your hand over the top. That way might make you dizzy, but look back. Let's finish up. Feet together, knees out nice and wide. And we're going to sink back on our heels. We want to have the shoelaces on the floor for this one. So we're stretching the top of that foot. We're stretching the inside of the thigh. Maybe a nice little stretcher across the top of the knees a little bit. Now we walk the feet forward. The hips come along with our hands. So our hips are in front of our knees now. Feet together, knees out wide. And this is another way to stretch the hip flexors. Also gets into the adductor muscles, the ones that pull our thighs together. We're stretching those now. Arms are extended, tailbones extended down towards your knees. Keep the glutes active. That'll help protect your low back. Now, pushing your hands into the floor, bring your hips all the way back. Try and get your sit bones on your heels again, and then drop your elbows to the floor. So this is also should be a nice stretch for the inside of the thighs. If you breathe deeply enough, you can feel your sacrum rise and fall. That's that chunk of your spine, your lowest vertebrae where your tailbone's attached. All right, let's rock ourselves up into quadruped position. So knees under hips, hands under shoulders, toes tucked underneath, and press yourself up into a downward facing dog. So push the floor away with your hands. Drive those heels into the floor. Let's walk one heel and then the other one up so we're getting a progressive dynamic stretch out of those calf muscles. All right, push both heels into the floor. Straighten those knees out a little bit. Walk your hands back towards your toes and hang over in a hamstring stretch. You can do the same sort of pulsing, walk one knee forward and then the other knee while you straighten one out to get a little hamstring stretch. So what we're trying to get here is the hamstring to stretch below the knee as well as above the hip. Your head and your arms are just dangling. Don't try and look up. Now, stop the pulsing. Use your back body, so calves, hamstrings, glutes, back and shoulder muscles to pull yourself up to standing. Let's bring our hands out into a T, palms face forward. And we're going to rotate those palms to the ceiling. And then we're going to rotate the palms all the way back to the wall behind us. Keep reaching those arms out as wide as you can. Rotate to the ceiling, back to the wall behind us. Rotate to the ceiling, back to the wall behind us. One more time to the ceiling. Now imagine you've got a spring on either going over your head, and we're going to compress that spring with our hands now. We're compressing that spring all the way up. Now the spring's going to decompress, and we're going to fight it all the way. So keep the palms facing up, keep the palms rotated out, even past our T, past our waist, all the way down. Fight, 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 and release. Let's bring our hands back out into our T shape and some big lazy arm swings. And you're going to bring those arm swings up and then into big giant lazy windmills. Big and lazy. Barely enough energy to get over the top. And we will stop at the top and we'll go the other direction. Throw a little squat in there if you want. 3, 2, and 1. All righty, gang. That is this week's workout.